Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another great Super Cool Radio interview. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have an incredible guest joining me at this time. He is the bassist for Alice Cooper and the guitarist and vocalist for Beasto Blanco. Please welcome Chuck Garric.
Hey, right on, Matthew. Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course, it's an honor to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
You're welcome, man. It's good to be here.
So I know we got quite a bit to discuss with Beasto Blanco. You guys got a new single and music video. I'm definitely going to be diving into that. But I saw on your social media over the weekend, you were at a Cycle Showcase. How was that?
Yeah, well, it was fantastic. It was the first time I got to unveil my my new build. I built a chopper from the ground up, and it was the first one of the shows that revealed my bike. It was really got to meet a lot of good, cool builders and see some really neat bikes. And then this weekend coming up at the end of February, I got Mama Tried coming up, which is the big one, the big boy.
Oh, no, right on. So what was your build? Like, what elements did you include with your build?
Well, I bought a 2003 Sportster stock and basically just ripped the whole thing apart, cut the frame in half, rebuilt the engine, and made it into a chopper bobber type bike. So it looks nothing like how it was when it, was just a stock bike. Obviously now it looks a lot cooler, I think.
Oh, no, for sure. Right on. Well, very heavy, awesome project for you. I'm glad, obviously getting to unveil it and showcase it off a little bit. So are you going to do like more builds, with choppers and stuff like that, or just more of a one-time thing?
No, that's the goal. I mean, it is something I love to do, work on bikes and build them. My main gig is touring. So when I have some time, I don't think it's going to be this year, but maybe next year I'll get a chance to dive into another build. But I'd like to get on and be able to ride this one I just built, and that's the goal. After Mama Tried, I'm gonna take it out and just put some miles on it.
Well, right on. Sounds like awesome plans for it. I hope you enjoy, riding it, and awesome. And hopefully get some more time to build some more projects like that in the future as well.
Yeah, man. Let's hope that happens. Thanks, bro.
Of course. So I do want to focus on Beasto Blanco. As I said, I got the new single, Run For Your Life, currently out right now with an amazing music video. So for anyone who hasn't listened to Run For Your Life, what can they expect?
Well, I think just a bit of surprise. I mean, you're gonna actually expect something that is very well thought out. I mean, we are dedicated to not only creating something sonically pleasing. We're very dedicated to our lyrics, our sound of music, the type of songs we write, and delivering some solid music, but also having the imagery go along with it. And this video tells a very unique story around the song Run For Your Life. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. It's getting good reviews, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Even if you don't know about the band or like the music, you'll love the video. And if you don't like the video, then you'll probably love the song. So either way, you'll enjoy it.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I will leave a link for Run For Your Life in the description of this podcast, but I really love this song. It is actually, I work out every day and I run on the treadmill. It is one of my songs I use for running. It's a perfect fit with it as well, but it's an awesome workout song.
Yeah, good, man. So it sounds like you're running for your life as well. So it's perfect. That's what it's there for, man. It's there to motivate people and you know, kind of get you excited, and you know, just it's a song with a lot of energy, and the lyrics I really enjoy, and it just seems to be vibrating with lots of people right now.
Oh, it definitely is for sure. It's you know, again, since it's been released, I've had it on repeat for, you know, the last, you know, probably since released, and I just, again, very much enjoy it. I think, as you said, it's just a very well written song. It's got some killer music, and I really like the lyrics as well.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
So I'm curious for you. So, like, for Beasto Blanco, like, what is the writing process for you guys? How do you build a song?
Yeah. Well, are you a musician? You play? You write?
No, I haven't dabbled too much into it. I love music, but I have not gotten to the musician side too much.
Well, it starts with pretty much just an idea. You know, you can come up with a guitar riff or a song title, a melody, for a vocal melody, some lyrics. It really depends. Excuse me. But how this particular song, "Run for Your Life," came about was we had been approached to work with producer, songwriter Chris Harms from the band Lord of the Lost in Hamburg, Germany. And Chris and I had communicated sort of what his approach towards Beasto was from our previous releases, and what he got from the music and what he could add to it. And we had a lengthy conversation about his approach and my approach, and it seemed like we were going to be a good fit. So the next thing would be just let's write songs together, see what happens. And the first song that Chris sent me was "Run for Your Life." It had the chorus idea, and kind of hummed a melody for the verses, and wrote the lyrics for the verses, and finished up the lyrics for the chorus. And then we just kind of go from there. So I sang it, and really enjoyed what I heard, and it was a little bit different than what I normally would do musically, which I really was excited about, getting the opportunity to try something different than I would do. That's the whole idea of being a songwriter and an artist, is you know, being challenged, and that's definitely something Harms did. And he's got a very tight grip on harmony and hooky choruses. So I knew right then and there that we had you know, we had something, and I was all in. So at that point, I turned it over to Harms, and he produced a killer record. I can't wait for you guys to hear the rest of it. All
right, it sounds like he had a great experience. The first time, you know, for this new set of music, working with Chris.
Yeah, first time. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I love "Run for Your Life." Is there going to be a good representation of what, like, the new album will sound like?
Well, it's going to be one of 11 songs, so it'll definitely take you on a journey. There's all types of different. It still sounds like a collective album from Beasto Blanco, but there's a lot of different melody styles in there. There's some different takes on some music, so we don't just stop with a certain sound like "Run for Your Life." There's some songs that might be similar to it, but then there's a lot of songs on there that are a little bit different as well. So I think you'll be surprised with the type of journey we go on musically with the album when it comes out, and you can listen to it in its entirety.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to it. I love the first 3 albums so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more new music from you guys. Seems like you guys always like, you know, just include some different elements or change things up with each album. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this, you know, listening to this album.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's the point. You know, we want to change it up every record, and you know, it's important to do that. Helps build a good live show and have some ebb and some flow.
Oh, definitely, for sure. So I'm curious, I don't know how much you can say about the new album. Like, is there any kind of, like, you know, more singles or release date in mind for this album?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a few more singles coming out before the entire record comes out, but I would probably look at the full length record to be released sometime this summer.
Right on, right on. And you don't have to say too much, but I'm curious, do you have a favorite song off the upcoming album?
Um, I don't have a favorite song. I've got a couple of them. Yeah, and Run for Your Life is one of them for sure.
Right on, right on. Well, I do want to highlight the music video for "Run for Your Life." I obviously I love the story and told. I love the visuals in it. So, like, how did this concept for the music video come about?
Yeah, so it's a good question. You know, a lot of the band Beasto Blanco, we all have. I wouldn't necessarily call them jobs or responsibilities, but we all have our thing that we do. And you know, a lot of the music and things like that come from my side as well, and I will pitch to the guys and Calico and collectively get everyone's input. When it comes to visuals of videos and photography, I leave that up to Calico. Got a really vivid imagination, and she's a very talented writer. So this was her concept, her vision, and she pitched it to myself. I loved it from what you see in the video is exactly how she explained it to me. So I already saw it, knowing what she's capable of. So she directed it, and she's a great storyteller. So we're fortunate enough to have somebody like that can tell a story so well with the music. So like I said earlier, it really is like watching a 3.5-minute movie. And it's performance based as well as narrative. So we kind of everybody in the band has unique talents that we all lean on, which is important for any band success. It's impossible for one person to do everything, I think.
Oh no, for sure. You have to definitely play into people's strengths, and I think with the music video, it highlights everybody very well. You know, every part of the every band member, and they have their own kind of moments throughout the whole music video as well.
Right on, yeah, cool, man.
So I really like, because it kind of blends the musical side of you guys performing, but also has a very good story. And as you said, it's like a 3.5-minute movie. For the whole music video, I think it's done very well.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. That means a lot. We got a lot done in a short amount of time, and it takes somebody with a very, very distinct understanding of what needs to be done, and an understanding of, hey, we got to get this done in 2 takes so we can just keep moving. So what you see in that video was really only 1 or 2 takes of each scene, because we didn't have much time to get it all done. As you'll see inside when you watch the actual video, I mean, it's pretty miraculous what we were capable of doing, or what Calico was capable of doing as well, just with finding locations and film crew and all of that.
Definitely, for sure. Now, is this the first music video she's directed, or she's been on directed a few other ones?
The Seeker as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but it turned out amazing.
Yeah, and I think Seeker and Solitary Rave she had a hand on, and that's when we started turning things over to her a little bit more. Was after that. There's a video for every song in this record. 11 tracks, and there'll be 11 videos.
Right on. Well, yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to checking all of them out. Now, as you said, like with time constraints and stuff like that, like to make sure to get everything shot correctly. Like, is there just added pressure for you, or is you're kind of just normal for you?
It's not added pressure; it's just added work. So it just becomes things we need to get checked off the list. Basically, it's something she was passionate about. I think that the songs earn the right to be told through video as well. So it didn't add any pressure as much as it just added things for us to do, and it turned out well, because everybody came forward and stepped to the plate and did what they were asked to do. And one thing I enjoy so much about this band, along with our label, is there's no real tug and pull. I think everybody really trusts each other and trusts each other's instincts, and you know, if there is a change, it's very minor, and we just go with the flow. So it makes for a real creative environment.
Well, that's always the best too, where it's no really tug and pull with your label, and just it creates a more better environment to be more creative and to produce killer content like you guys have been doing lately.
Yep, exactly.
So I do got a few more topics I did want to cover before we wrap up this interview. So I'm curious for you, focus on the live side of Beasto Blanco now. I saw you guys got some European dates announced, I believe, at the end of summer coming up this year. So could we expect more tour dates from Beasto Blanco, or is this it for right now?
No, there's going to be some dates in September and in November announced soon as well.
Right on. And I'm curious, like, for you, so do you approach like a Beasto Blanco show differently compared to like an Alice Cooper show?
Well, yeah, they're two different things, although they are live performance. It's, I'm singing and playing guitar and sort of playing one of the lead characters, if you will, in Beasto Blanco. With Alice, I've been with Alice for over 20 plus years, being his bass player and background singer and one of the songwriters in the band as well. Although they're similar because they're live performances and they're very demanding. The difference being is, this is a Beasto Blanco show, so we're telling our own story, and it's definitely more demanding on myself and Calico.
Oh no, right on, for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of similar enough with performing, but also telling two very different stories with your own compared to Alice's.
Of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious too, do you have a favorite? So for Alice Cooper and Beasto Blanco, do you have a favorite from each to perform live?
I think with Alice, I really enjoy the tune, "The Ballad of Dwight Fry." I love that character that he's got for that particular part of the show. I love that song in general. I think it's really well written. I think the vocal performance on the record is phenomenal. There's a tune that we do with Beasto. There's going to be some stuff that I don't want to give away what the upcoming tour is going to be, but there's always this song that we do with Beasto Blanco called "Machine Girl." And it's like you start to tie in, Calico's character to the show, and it's got sort of this nasty sort of New York vibe to it, and it's just it tells a story, and then you start to realize, oh, she is this human / cyborg type individual up there, and it tells a nice story, and it starts to feed the audience into the rest of the show.
Oh no, for sure. Well, two fantastic picks, but I especially like "Machine Girl." It's one of my favorite songs by Beasto Blanco. I just like, it feels a little bit more like gritty and raw to it, and I just love especially live, like hearing live "Machine Girl." It's just great vocals by Calico.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'll let her know.
For sure. So I have one specific Alice Cooper question I did want to ask you, and then we talk about the future plans for Beasto Blanco for this year. But I saw you in Wabash, Indiana, end of last year with Alice Cooper. So I know, unfortunately, Nita Strauss on the Weather was missed a few shows. So you did a bass solo in place for a guitar solo. So how did that come about to have you play a bass solo?
Alice asked me. He just said, let's not lose the solo. Why don't you take a solo, Chuck? Let's do something different and mix it up. So I played along with Nita's backing tracks because it was synced up to the video screen as well. And I just ripped on the bass. Sort of got my best Cliff Burton kind of Geezer Butler tone and let him have it. I thought it went over well. I got a lot of people that had seen those shows. I don't know how you feel in particular, but for me, it was very enjoyable. And a lot of people really, really enjoyed that because it is so different to see a bass solo at an Alice Cooper show. A bunch of people are asking if it was going to be back into the show, so that was a nice compliment.
No, because I was curious because obviously I heard the unfortunate Nita was sick, but I was wondering how they would fill that time, and I think you did a phenomenal job. I've seen, obviously I've seen Alice Cooper a few times, and it was just something nice, as you said, to kind of change it up, and you killed it, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh man, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. That means a lot.
So could we see a bass solo at Alice Cooper show again?
Hey man, if my number gets called, I'll do it, sure, 100%. But I think the fans would really love to see that too. For sure.
As a fan, I very much enjoyed it. But I'm curious for you. So, like, to do like a solo like that, like, did you like pre-plan it, or was it just kind of how you felt in the moment?
Yeah, I had to pre-plan it, but then things, I think a plan is fine, something to start off with, and I kind of had that as a leaping point. Like I knew where I was going to start, and I kind of figured out maybe where I'd be in the middle and what would happen at the end. But I can tell you this: I remember it just kind of I had a plan, but then it just went to more of an improvised type of an emotion thing. That's how I work best, anyway. I think a plan is awesome. It's a great way to start. Being like a motorcycle builder and a motorcycle rider, you got to have a starting point, and then things kind of change as things develop. Maybe your initial idea doesn't quite fit the style. Like that's happened to me on my motorcycle as well. I was building it and I had to try different things because my initial thought didn't really fit the look of the bike, or just didn't really add what I thought it was going to add. So the same thing goes musically. I think I had a leaping point, and I started from there. And then, I'm on stage, and we got a bunch of people watching, and there's some energy happening there. So you kind of speed off that, and things go a little bit longer or shorter, or whatever happens. It's a live experience. People have to remember that what's happening is live. So the neat thing is you could see that bass solo, the 4 or 5 times that I did it, and I guarantee you all 5 of them are different.
Oh no, for sure. No, what's really cool, like obviously it's like preparation meets like improvisation. Like you're prepared, but also you can improv in the moment, just like with, as you said, building a motorcycle. Like I'm a former mechanic, so I used to work on cars and stuff like that. So like, nothing ever goes quite right. At least my experience when working on cars, there's always going to be like, there's a stuck bolt here, or like, got to change this up because it's got to go around this. I completely understand that. Yeah. We run into that all the time, all the time. So it's taught me a lesson. Building a motorcycle and music is just slow down, let happen what's going to happen, and just enjoy it. You're putting that out there. It's like it's vibrating, the song's going out into the universe, and there it goes. And you don't really you can't take anything back, so you might as well enjoy it, even if it falls flat. Then you learn something from it. I like that. No, for sure. And it's better to try something and say you've tried it than don't try it at all.
Sure. It's very true.
But Chuck, I gotta wrap up this interview, but I do got one more thing I do want to ask. So closing out this interview, so what's like the rest of the plans for Beasto Blanco? I know you talked quite a bit. You got the new album, you got some upcoming tour dates, but how's the rest of 2024 shaping up?
Lots of shows and more videos and singles to be released, a whole entire album to come out, new merch, just a whole new look, and we're excited to get out there and play some of these songs off the new record, make some new fans, get to play in front of different crowds, and we're looking forward to it. The record has been very, very well received. The people behind the scenes are working really hard on getting us in the right environments. So I'm very happy and fortunate to have the team of musicians I have, and the team of people behind the force of Beasto Blanco, and I'm forever grateful to all the loyal Beast and all of our fans and friends out there that have been just so supportive of this album. I've gotten quite a few phone calls from a lot of musician friends of mine that are just hailing what we're doing, and it means a lot. So I'm excited to see what 2024 has to offer for us, but I'm looking forward to building a show around this whole new record.
Well, it sounds like you got some great goals for 2024. I can't wait. Can't wait for the new music, and hopefully I get to catch you at a show live with Beasto Blanco sometime.
Right on, man. What part of the United States are you in?
Indiana, South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah, we'll be close to you in September.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen you guys live, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. For Chuck Garric of Beasto Blanco and Alice Cooper, I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.